Or some good memories that you can think of that really stand out?
I don't know. There's too many. I didn't tell you this about Hope. He was a big name in those days.
Mm-hmm.
He was married, but he was notorious for playing with young singers and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
getting to know them better.
Okay.
So we were at this, I think it was in Iowa, I believe. It was a big building, like a sports event building, and it had dressing rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And we were assigned a dressing room for Kathy to get ready for the show. And we're with Bob Hope. He's the star on the show. And a knock on the door while she's getting changed, and I open the door and it's Bob Hope. Not knowing I was in the room with her,
Right.
looking to meet another girl. Well, then he quick covered and mentioned that he would like her to sing a song with him, a particular song that he does in his act where they bandy back and forth,
Okay.
lyric wise and stuff. And so they went through all that then, and he went on his way. And then we were invited to a party after that show, and he attended it as well. A lot of times the stars wouldn't appear. We'd always go to the parties because free
Yeah.
drinks.
Yeah.
And but like with Bob Newhart, he wouldn't come to the party after the show, so we never really got to know him. We got to know people like George Carlin, if you know that name, Flip Wilson, Pat Morita.
Okay.
We knew all them personally because we would have dinner with them
Yeah.
and hang out and stuff. But this was before they were stars.
Okay.
They were on the
Right.
climbing the hill.
George Carlin, the comedian.
Yeah.
You met him and you're friends with him?
We had he and his mother over for Christmas. If you watch any, I do this to kill time. I'll put it on Facebook, and he's on all the time in different
Yeah. He's great.
segments, and he's so. I don't want to use the right words because I don't want to offend anybody.
No, dear, don't worry about
But
that.
well, and we're in we're in line with each other in certain aspects.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling of what's going on in this world,
Mm-hmm.
and he tells the truth
Exactly.
as it is. And
Yeah.
I can't see how anybody could question him on
Right.
anything.
He's awesome.
Bill Maher's another one. Are
Yeah.
you familiar with Bill Maher?
Yep.
I don't like Bill Maher using the language he uses,
Yeah.
but it's what made him a star, so I understand. And it's not that it offends me. I just think it's just to get a laugh.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that.
Well, that's so interesting. I didn't know you knew George Carlin, and that
Yeah.
you were friends.
Yeah. Well,
That's
we happened
really
to work with him 2 weeks in Phoenix, Arizona, and it was right at Christmas time. I remember because we had a silver Christmas tree. We had an apartment there, and they were in the same building. And Kathy made dinner for the two of them too, and she was a funny lady. He said she's funnier than me. His mother, she was a sweet lady. That's the only time I met her. And whoever was we met, Flip Wilson, we knew very very well. Pat Morita.
Were they musicians or comedians?
No, these are Pat Morita used to be on all those. Oh, he was on big TV shows.
Okay.
He was the Japanese. Oh God, I can't. Right now, I'm not going to think of the names of the shows he was on.
What was his name?
Pat Morita. He's Japanese.
How do you spell the last name?
Morita.
Morita. Okay, I'll look him up.
He was the hip nip, he called himself.
Okay.
I remember one time we were in a club, and some men were kind of rude because he was Japanese, and I remember them giving him a kind of a rough time for that reason,
Yeah.
you know. But he handled it really well.
That's good.
I'm trying to think of anyone else. Oh. See, I'm going to name names you don't know, like I can't think of them.
That's okay.
Maury Amsterdam. Uh, it's pointless for me to go through them because you won't know who I'm talking about.
Somebody though might. Somebody might know if they're watching.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
Millions of people knew these people. These
yeah,
were all in those days. They were as big as you could get in
right.
show business.
There was that story you had told me about your first wife, who how she started with the
Oh,
mountain, the Monti.
that's
Do you want to
funny.
go into that story at all? I think
Sure.
it's a funny one.
Well, she married me. We married when we were 20 years
It
old.
was
I
your
was 20
first
years
wife.
old. Our first wife, Joy. She's a Finnish blood from Upper Peninsula, and we got married. And I worked locally most of the time, except for that one period of time when we went out west, and then came back. She was always working. She was an artist. Her sister was an artist as well, and her sister's husband. They both lived in Chicago, and they were commercial artists, working artists. Joy wasn't a working artist; she just had the ability, and she had a pretty good, decent sense of humor. Oh, this story—that's what it was. She said after we were divorced, she said, because he was married two more times, maybe three after that. She said, first I was married to a Monti, which is like mountain. Then I married a hill, Bill Hill. And then I married a stump, Duke Stump. She said I went from a mountain to a hill to a stump.
So Monty means mountain.
Well, that's what they tell me.
Okay.
I don't know it for fact.
So that's your last name, and
Yeah,
then the next guy, his last name was Hill,
Hill, Bill Hill,
Bill Hill, and then her
Duke
third
Stump.
husband, Duke Stump. That was his name.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was actual.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's funny.
Well, and I said too that she and Kathy got along really
Right,
great.
you did mention they became
Yeah,
friends.
they
We didn't really
became.
go into that, but
Well, in the beginning, it was nasty because after she divorced me and I found Kathy, she didn't want me to find Kathy.
right.
And that turned into one of those kind of things. Police stuff,
Oh,
fights,
wow.
argue, nasty. Then we got over all that. And then she started dating this Bill Hill. And he actually came, he was,
Even though she was the one who divorced you.
yeah.
Just wanted to make that clear again.
And Bill Hill was a man that did things for shows, for auto shows, setting up all the arrangements and scenery and lighting and all that kind of stuff. So we were working in a nightclub in Canada in Windsor, and he wanted to have that light man that worked in Windsor do things that he promoted for helping our show with lighting. And he came. We took an afternoon off, hired the light man, and he instructed him all the different shadings and lightings and stuff to enhance the show, the act and stuff. So we became good friends, and
Hmm.
that went on for a while.
Oh, nice.
I go through this quite often, sometimes by myself, but a lot of times with the different friends I've met in the last few years. That
Yeah.
they're such. How do you describe people like you that I meet that are caring, hear you when you talk, because it's so precious that a young person like you would take the time to be a friend of an older man that has not much purpose in life, and then it's brought to them.
You do have purpose. Of course you do.
Well, I didn't think I did, but I'm finding out I do.
Yes.
I met an older woman, this is several months ago. Her name is Gary Sue. She comes in there dressed like women would dress in the 20s and 30s, always with a pretty hat on, dressed to the nines and filmed the silky stuff and everything. And she's got to be possibly 90, I don't know. All made up beautifully.
Wow.
And she's attractive. And I've seen her in the store. Kathy and I had seen her in the store. We never could talk to her, but maybe several months ago, she was in the produce department, and I saw her come on by. And so I stopped and I wanted to compliment her on her
Yeah.
presence and
That's
her
nice.
beauty and everything. And we got talking. And the funny part was, we got along pretty good. She was a hairdresser in New York.
Nice.
She's done quite well. She's very wealthy. And we got into politics, and we hit a real roadblock.
Oh, really?
And but we
You didn't let it deter
no,
you?
no, we lollygagged around it and
Yeah.
got out of that stuff. Well, about 3 days ago, that stormy day,
Yeah.
I was at Publix. It just started pouring like crazy. And there she was. I saw her in an aisle, so I ran over to say hello, to see if she remembered me, and she did. And because we had a nice conversation that other time. I mean, she had a lot of good qualities and nice things to say and stuff, other than politics. And so we chatted some more in the aisle, and she says, "I got to get going now," and I said, "That's fine. It was nice seeing you and everything." And then that big storm came with the thunder and the lightning and the pouring rain and everything. So we encountered each other again I think at the checkout area or something. I had bought a bunch of stuff and I was going to take it back because I didn't want to struggle with it with the storm in the car. I was going to place it all back and shop another day because I'm there every day. And she had a load of stuff in her cart. And we talked about that. And then finally, I heard it kind of lighten up on the rain. You could hear the patter on the roof. And so I went and took a look, and I said, "I'm going to go I'll get my car." Well, I said, we said goodbye. She didn't. She was going to buy some garbage bags to put over her garments and stuff and feet. And I said, "Well, they have what are they called?
The ponchos?
Ponchos
Mm-hmm.
in the front of the store." I said, "I'm pretty sure."
Yeah.
And so we took a walk over, and she saw them, so she was going to do that. So then I left.
Nice.
After I got in the car, I'm thinking, "Gee, I better wait. I might be able to take her to her car or help with an umbrella or something." Well, there's another lady standing out there, and she's got an umbrella, and she's helping people.
Yeah.
And I've seen this woman in there several times before. Never spoke. Well, I spoke to her the first time because she gets a whole bunch of those little bottles, melt that kind of a bottle, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
down there, of water from that machine. So she must use a lot of water. And that's when I first talked to her several months ago, maybe a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here she is out there this other day, and she saw me and came over to the car and said, "Are you waiting to help somebody and everything?" And I said, "Well, yeah, kind of." And I don't remember what went on. It turns out she knew my name. She said, "Everybody in the store knows you."
Oh, yeah. You're a legend.
Oh my God! Uh, and she says, somehow I got back in the store because I thought I better park again to see if I could find this other girl. And here she was sitting all wrapped up and bundled up. And she had a young boy working there that was going to take her out with the umbrella and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
That's
So
good.
we said goodbye.
That's so nice of you.
Well, I only can thank Jesus for letting me do things like this. That's the only way I feel.
Yeah. Well, it's such a nice day out here. Been really enjoying this.
This is pretty back here, isn't it?
Yes,
it's so
it is.
peaceful.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Have a good day. Smile.
Yes.